Councilwoman Wilkerson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. At this point, I open up the public comment, and you only have 4 minutes because the bylaws have been passed. So state your name, and I can't grant you, even though I consistently grant the extensions. But I do understand Councilman Bishop's concern.
Thank you, Mayor. Brandon Bernier, 430 East 6th Avenue. I'll make this as quick as I can. First off, congratulations to our new chief, and especially Mr. Pearson. I actually went to grammar school with his son, Eric, so it's great to see Mr. Pearson here again, getting a promotion. Congratulations to Rachel. Good luck in your new endeavors. Hopefully it's not as difficult as sitting at these council meetings has been. Lydia, hopefully you're not going anywhere. This table's kind of all shifted out. Stay put. Hopefully, at some point we'll have a position open for our actual clerk, and maybe you can become our clerk, and we'll get a full-time clerk. I don't know George Phipps from a hole in the wall, but what I do know is that 2 years ago, this council sat here and said they want George Phipps to be superintendent. I'm not just going to say that. What I'd like to do is play you a little bit of that, if I can.
My goal, and it may not be tonight, but the goal is to have George as our superintendent. That is the goal. Now, just because it may not happen right tonight doesn't mean that that's not the ultimate goal. And I've explained this to George in detail. There is no question about everything that the mayor said, the accolades. Everyone is in agreement with that. Nobody disagrees with that. But I have communicated with Mr. Phipps. He was very encouraged by what I had to say. And I have not heard anyone on this council that has said, oh, we want to get rid of George. We just, from my perspective, I just want to hash out all of these things, and we're going to come up with a plan that is going to be effective for DPW and is going to be effective for Mr. Phipps. So all the emotion and everything about, getting rid of George and all of this, not even necessary, because there's going to be a plan in place that not.
All right. So that was 2 years ago. Now, we haven't had a full-time superintendent in the DPW in 2 years. We haven't had a full-time clerk in 6 years. She's been sitting at home. So what I see from this council was either lies then, or that we didn't follow through on this plan. I don't understand what George was supposed to change as superintendent after that corrective action plan, because he was never superintendent after that corrective action plan. So no one explained that piece tonight. That report that came out was handed to at least a few members of this council the night that resolution to reappoint George was put down. The reviews that the mayor was speaking about were a few weeks before George was not reappointed. So what I don't understand is how the council for 2 years now has, even if you don't want George, and I don't understand the council's confusion as to who the mayor was going to appoint. This is the third time now that she's appointed George, so the confusion as to who she was going to appoint over the last week, we all knew who she was going to appoint. Apparently the council was confused and didn't know who the mayor was going to appoint. So Mayor, I don't understand that one. If we're going to talk about working together, I'll shift off of the DPW issue. DPW has not been run particularly well over the last few years, and I think it speaks to the fact that we haven't had a full-time superintendent. There's been complaints left and right coming up to this microphone. There's been complaints left and right on Facebook. We've had this issue of garbage cans being thrown. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. Why is that still an ongoing issue? If we're going to fix problems, let's fix problems. Why is that still happening? We talk about working together, and I got up here at the reorg and said, that's great, but Trump says that as well. Let's work together with the Democrats, do infrastructure. It's not happening. So when you talk about working together, how do you give a councilwoman one committee? Let's talk about the facts here. Mayor, I'm going to ask someone on council to make a motion to extend my time by 2 minutes.
I make a motion to extend his time by 2 minutes.
I second.
Roll call.
Well, actually, I don't think you have to have a roll call.
It's a motion.
You do?
Yes,
Okay.
you
All right. Well,
Council President Atkins. No. Councilwoman Shaw.
No.
Councilwoman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Walker.
No.
Councilman Bishop. Councilwoman Wilkerson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Have a good night.
please, I need order here in the